If you drew a line in the middle of the recruiter's face in this intense scene in Squid Game Season 2, you'll quickly understand the hidden genius in this series. Because as one side shows total cockiness, a villain in complete control, self-assured, sinister, the other side shows total fear and insecurity. A man who realizes he's also a victim, helpless, and haunted by his own life choices. Two stories, one face. A dark symbol for a reality you will soon realize is not only felt by the fictional characters, but by people you wouldn't expect are also stuck inside this maze. Starting from the main actor Lee Jun-jae, who just like his character Seong Gi-hoon had to live in a tiny house with his family. I used to live in a house like that when I was young. Gi-hoon has 2 rooms, but mine didn't have any, just a living room. And similar to Gi-hoon, who had to take care of his sick mother, Lee Jun-jae took on the duty of caring for an autistic older brother. Before he became famous in South Korea, Lee Jun-jae felt the huge pressure to become the family's provider, so much so he even wanted to be a taxi driver, just like Gi-hoon in Season 1, because at least that way he could bring home money every single day. The chilling parallels don't escape another actor, T.O.P., formerly part of the K-pop group Big Bang, whose casting in Squid Game Season 2 got a lot of backlash. Just like his chaotic character Thanos, portrayed as a self-absorbed, drug-addicted rapper. Trying to redeem himself again, T.O.P. faced a damaging scandal in South Korea for using weed during his military service. In an apology letter handwritten in Korean, he said, "I apologize once again for not being able to go apologize personally, one-on-one to everyone, and I will reflect more deeply. I am very embarrassed of myself. I'm sorry." However, the backlash pushed director Hwang to even defend his casting. The incident happened a long time ago, and the sentence was completed, so I thought it might be an appropriate time for him to return to work. And perhaps Hwang indeed has a soft spot for people who went through deep darkness. Because as he was creating Squid Game, Hwang Dong-hyuk was desperately existing in his own version of it. So much so that right after the first Squid Game broke Netflix records, he found himself in the same desperate place, creating Season 2, frankly because he simply needed more money to be compensated for his hard work in the first one.
You were so stressed that you didn't want to do a second series.
Yes.
You were adamant. So why did you change your mind?
Money.
Much like Gi-hoon finally winning the big game, but ironically getting even more problems. Even though the Season 1 was such a huge success, the system means that honestly I didn't make much. So I had to do Series 2 to compensate me. The irony seems to be lost on Netflix overlords, who earned almost $1 billion from Squid Game, while the director received nothing close to that. I have enough to put food on the table, and it's not like Netflix is paying me a bonus. Just like in Dakji, this gave him a slap in the face, since it took Hwang 10 years to convince media companies to even believe in his vision. One time, struggling so much financially, he even had to sell his $675 laptop. Just like his characters who had to inflict so much pain on their bodies in exchange for a shot at success, he himself lost 8 teeth just out of stress, making the show happen for merely $21.4 million or $2.4 million per episode. For comparison, that is almost 4 times smaller than what it took to film one episode for Netflix hits Stranger Things or The Crown. So one can only imagine the surreal irony he felt preaching themes about human brutality and anti-capitalism, while needing those same material resources and human pain to create the very masterpiece that's supposed to critique it.
시즌 1에는 없던 혜택을 줌으로써 더 교묘하고 자발적으로 속행이냐 중단이냐를 가지고 서로 양쪽으로 갈라져서 더 격렬하게 갈등하고 대립하는 과정이 나옵니다.
Because season 2 itself pushed boundaries in ways no one expected. In fact, it took an entire year to film, significantly longer than season 1's 10-month production, and with 500 cast and crew members going on set daily. The final shootout scene in particular required 6 months of preparation and 7 to 10 days of filming. And just for the scenes on the six-legged race, 360 players and 150 crew members spent 2 brutal weeks filming in dusty conditions that made a lot of them sick. But we can only hope it was indeed worth it, since Squid Game Season 2 actually became Netflix's most watched show during its premiere week, ranking number 1 in 92 countries, a rare feat for non-English language productions. And we haven't even talked about the fact that as early as 2025, the world is already getting Squid Game Season 3. But perhaps the most puzzling contradiction, apart from its own creators experiencing their own Squid Game, is that the audience who's supposed to learn from it is out here repeating that dystopia and somehow packaging it as a dream come true. So even when Squid Game was all about confronting the dehumanizing effects of treating people as commodities or entertainment, Netflix itself still came out with Squid Game, The Challenge, a literal copy of the show with a $4.56 million prize, but only without the deaths.
What is this?
Damn.
And what do you know? Mr. Beast still came out with a real-life Squid Game which went incredibly viral.
I recreated every single set from Squid Game in real life, and whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
And years later, even built the biggest game show on Earth with the unbelievable cash prize of $5 million.
I am standing on $5 million, the grand prize of the most insane competition show you've ever seen.
Truth is, the hidden genius of Squid Game 2 lies not only in the dystopia set in a colorful fiction, but also in the reality of the creators making it, who exist in their own version of that dystopia. The journey of the Squid Game series is simply a mirror reflecting our complicated world back at us.
보시면서 지금 우리가 살고 있는 곳, 그리고 지금 나 자신은 저기에 해당되지 않는가? 난 어떤 모습인가를 한번.
It explores the why behind our choices in real life, why we still choose to stay in places that are toxic, in relationships that are harmful, and practice habits that are simply destructive. So Night Fam, as much as you distract yourself with violent entertainment, I hope you take some time to also answer some questions about the painful truths. What games are you playing in your own life? And are you really playing them, or are they playing you? Night Fam, thank you so much for watching this video until the end. Right now I invite you to watch one more if you have some more time. I believe you will like this one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it, as it really helps our channel. All the best.